Hi, I'm John. I'm here at the Book Farm. Today on Behind the Book, I'm going to talk about Reaping the Whirlwind by Dominic Etzold. Reaping the Whirlwind is a history of the submarine combat that took place along the North American Atlantic coast after the resumption of Germany's unrestricted submarine warfare. The Germans didn't actually send a huge number of submarines to North America during this period, but there were a lot of ships that were sunk, and in some cases, like within eyesight of the coastline, which understandably generated a lot of fear and a lot of concern, not only amongst mariners, but amongst the American public. There hasn't been a book published in English on this topic for decades, for like generations even, and I don't think there's been such a balanced or comprehensive reference of this topic ever authored. By collaborating with archives both in North America and in Germany, author Dominic Etzold has been able to cross-reference source material from both sides, German and Allied, that refer to the same engagements, and therefore I think he's been able to produce the most definitive record of what actually happened. I do think that this book complements Reaping the Whirlwind nicely. This is The Kaiser's U-Boat Assault on America by Hans Joachim Curver. It was published by Pen and Sword in 2021. And when this book first came about and I had to determine whether or not we were going to publish it, I made sure that I bought a copy of this book and read it just to make sure that the two books weren't the same, weren't too similar. And I found that they're completely different. This book really focuses on the political buildup to the resumption of unrestricted submarine warfare in 1917, whereas this book is pretty squarely focused on the actual combat that occurred, the ships that were sunk, etc., after that point. So here's a closer look at the book. Firstly, I think a bit of an explanation of the title is in order, and conveniently, right here on the back of the book, we have a quote which says, "The North Americans may now feel the fist of the warlord. They need not be surprised. He who sows the wind reaps the whirlwind, even when he sits on the other side of the great herring pond, where he is under the delusion that his is safe from the storm." And that is from an editorial published in the Kronische Volkszeitung in June of 1918. This book, I think, is really an awesome read. It's a good reference. It has a lot of new source material that it references. It draws new conclusions, but also it has a lot of personal accounts sprinkled in, and things like how individual crewmen survived sinkings, things like that. And the individual stories, along with the fact that the book has actually quite a few photos mixed in throughout. I think it helps to make this an easy and engaging read as well as an informative one. Every Schiffer book comes with a bookmark, just in case you didn't know. I think this is a really sharp-looking book with or without the jacket. There's Dominic, the author, and underneath we have this orange case wrap, which I think is quite cool, something a bit different. And this book is $34.99. I hope that you enjoyed this latest episode of Behind the Book. Reaping the Whirlwind is in stock in our warehouse. You can purchase it wherever books are sold. If you'd like to follow the author's work, you can find him on Instagram on his page U-Boat History. Please like, subscribe, all the usual stuff. Thanks for watching.